This is the Advanced Forex course for Smart Traders 2.0. It's lesson 1, what it takes to win at trading, and I'm Sam Eder. Hey guys, welcome to the first lesson. This lesson is a short one, but an important one. In this lesson, we're going to talk about 3 common traits of top traders. And in many ways, it serves as a foundation for the rest of this course. What you're going to learn about here, you're going to spend much of the rest of this course studying in detail. This all comes from when I first studied top traders when I was doing my master's thesis. I was doing a master's in leadership, and at the time I was really getting into trading. So I decided that when it came time to pick my thesis topic, I would study top leaders and top traders to see what they had in common. The reasoning here is top leaders and top traders, they both operate in very uncertain environments and they have to make important decisions that can have a big impact. And throughout that study, I was able to identify 3 factors, and these factors were seen across all traders. It didn't matter, they could have completely different systems, but they still tended to have these same common traits. So I'll talk about them here. The first trait is emotional intelligence. And I think this is an interesting place to start because many traders may have the perception that to be good at trading, you need to be something of a numbers whiz. You hear about quants on Wall Street and everything like that. But it's really not the case. You do need to have some ability when it comes to maths. You need to understand some basic probabilities, etc. And we'll talk about these later in the course. But the main factor that impacts your success as a trader is emotional intelligence. And this comes in 3 parts. It comes with the ability to regulate your emotions, it comes with self-discipline, and it comes with self-awareness. The idea here is the better you are about controlling your emotions, the more successful you're going to be over the long term. If you're trading for the thrill of it, then it's going to be difficult to be consistent. Rather, you need to be able to regulate your emotions, be self-aware about your strengths and weaknesses, and be self-disciplined in the execution of your trading plan. Throughout this lesson, I'm going to share 3 quotes from Marty Schwartz. And I love Marty's quotes because they each relate to one of the 3 common traits that I identified. Marty wrote a great book called Pitbull. He's a very famous trader. He was featured in the Market Wizards books. If you ever get the chance to read Pitbull, it's definitely worth it. And the first of his quotes here is, trading is more mental than strategic. Success depends on your ability to control emotions. And this directly relates to our first point, that emotional intelligence is essential to successful trading. The second finding from my study was that top traders are both confident and disciplined. And what I think is interesting about this is how these two tie together. You may have heard that discipline is very important to trading, and it certainly is. But what I think was particularly insightful here is that the way that these traders were able to be disciplined was they were very confident in their system. So being confident in their trading strategy enabled them to trust in it and then be disciplined in executing that trading strategy when they were trading large amounts of money. The reason why this is so important is what matters is the performance of your trading strategy over time. Any individual trade can be a loser, no matter how much effort you put into that trade idea. And it's statistically highly likely that even a very good trading strategy is going to go through a series of losses. The problem is, if you're not confident in your trading strategy, you're not going to continue to execute your trading plan after you've had a series of losses. You might get a little bit worried and start to let your losses run. Maybe you take your profits early. Maybe you don't take a trade you should. And these are all major errors. And what they do is they reduce the performance of the trading strategy over time. And often making these mistakes will be the difference between the trading strategy being successful or not. So it's highly important that traders develop confidence in their trading strategy, and this enables them to be disciplined in the execution of their trading plan. And we're going to spend a large amount of this course helping you not only develop your trading strategy, but build confidence in it so that you can flawlessly execute it. This quote here from Marty Schwartz supports this idea. He says confidence is essential to the successful trader. And to sum it up, what we want to do is we want to be confident in the long-term performance of our plan. And this enables us to be disciplined in the day-to-day application of our trading plan. The third finding from my study was that top traders use a rules-based approach to trading. Traders are not magically somehow able to pick the market. Rather, they spend a lot of time studying the market and understanding how the market works, and then building a set of rules that enable them to operate successfully in the markets. I love this quote here from Marty Schwartz because it helps us understand that when we're talking about a rules-based approach to trading, we're not talking about a complicated set of rules. Rather, we're talking about simple rules that work. What Marty does is he uses a moving average, which is one of the most common indicators you can find, and that guides the direction of his trading. So if the price is above the moving average, he's in buy mode. If the price is below the moving average, he's in sell mode. So this is a simple rule that helps guide Marty's behavior. You can see this idea of rules-based trading across a number of top traders. So you have Ray Dalio, who views the economy like a machine that he can model and trade. Marty Swartz, who has his moving average. And in fact, if you read the Pitbull book, he lists his set of rules in the back of his book. And then, of course, Dr. Van K. Tharp. And Dr. Van K. Tharp is the one who, I think, coined the phrase rules-based trading. The idea is to set objectives and then develop a set of rules in order to achieve those objectives. And these rules encompass what to trade, how much to trade, when to enter, when to exit, and your risk management rules. And these all serve to provide you with a clear decision-making process when you trade. And ultimately what this does is it helps you remain disciplined so that you can achieve consistent results from your trading. The first version of this course had a very different beginning. And based on feedback, it was a little bit polarizing. Some traders loved it and some traders hated it. So what I decided to do for this new version was remove that beginning, but I wanted to keep it here because I think it is actually still very important. What we do in this course is we have this shorter introduction where we talk about what it takes to win in trading, this one, and then we get pretty quickly into the system development process. In the original version, what we would do is we would start on the psychology aspect and we'd delve into our beliefs about trading. And I think some traders found that a little bit too philosophical, but I think it's very important. So what I've done is I've created it as a bonus lesson. So if you have the time, I'd encourage you to go in and do the worksheets here. The first one is on how beliefs shape your trading. So you start to map your own beliefs about the markets. And there's this concept that you trade your beliefs about the markets. And I think it's very important that you do understand what your beliefs are. And then we go into the second lesson where we talk about what the beliefs of top traders are. And the idea was that you can compare the two and you can decide, make the conscious choice to change your beliefs. So rather than start the whole course off that way, what I've done is I've included it as a bonus lesson. So I'd encourage you to take the time and go and do it now. Just to make the point, I've included a quote here from Peter. So a number of traders would go through this course multiple times because it's quite in depth and there's sort of a lot to learn, and the more you do it, the more you pick things up. But what Peter did is he found that when he went through the first lessons, he found them a little bit boring because he was really looking for the more exciting system development type stuff. But what he found was that later on, when he came back and did them again, that they were actually quite important and valuable. And I think that you might find the same. What I want you to take away from this lesson is that trading is about more than tools and techniques. It's about developing emotional skills. And we're going to spend a large part of this course, particularly the latter part, working on your emotional skill set in relation to trading. It's also about planning and making sure you have a clear process-driven approach to trading using a written plan. And this is going to be the focus of the first part of the course. Before we get into that though, we're going to cover an important topic, and this is statistics and probabilities. And the idea here is to teach you some key trading topics that help you think like a trader. I'll see you in the next lesson.